Boom.
All right. Rich is on the play, and he's going to fetch.
Yep.
Ooh,
Astrolab to start.
Okay.
So what is your prediction then? What is your prediction? And
I mean, I have to go Black-Red Reanimator, though it is very difficult to get yourself through a counterpile.
yeah, it looks like people are hesitant to commit a lot of channel points right now. We only have 30 committed right now on the prediction. And I don't know what that means, but 67% of them, of the 30, have been committed for Jeskai Mentor. All right, some more
Yeah,
points are coming in now.
that's fair. That's fair.
Well,
We'll see if Kaplan decides to just. So you can be just the force of will check, right? That I feel like is a valid strategy, though I can't say it's been paying off for me lately. You can just go for it and hope.
yeah, um, as you kind of like walk up the ladder of different tiers of skill levels of players, almost like on Arena, right? You have like bronze, silver, gold, mythic, whatever. When you do that with paper events, like you run into people like Rich and people like Roland Chang, people like Dave Kaplan, who it's very hard to decide do I go for it or not because they're like going to be one step ahead of you at every
Yeah.
turn. So what hand did Rich keep? I'd be very curious to know,
Mm-hmm.
knowing he's against Reanimator. You know what I mean? And
The
so
Dark
he
Ritual
dazes
is
the
going to
Dark
get
Ritual.
dazed. I really
Hmm.
like that play for Rich because for me, likely that Dark Ritual is going to get followed up by something like a Cabal Therapy, and
Yeah,
you don't have to fight over that. Done. You
yeah,
wasted it. Maybe you don't have a second land in your hand as the Reanimator player, and that could have just completely shut Dave out of the game.
yeah. But I guess my point is you kind of lose all like the sneaky like catch people off guard stuff you can do, especially with open deck list. Especially with open deck list. Like
Absolutely.
they're so thorough in their play that not much gets kind of through the filter of their skill level. Hello to everybody in chat, by the way.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Revenge of the Seth. So I'm guessing Revenge of the Seth will like your Star Wars shirt. What do you think?
Yeah, I hope so. Though it is actually, upon further consideration, Revenge is a far better film than I originally thought it was.
Okay.
All right, it looks like we are getting a force pitching to Fairy on Entomb,
Yep. On Entomb.
and Dave has the backup Entomb.
Yep.
And these are, I believe, happening in his main phase. So he's not going to give Rich another opportunity to draw. Bristlebeezy hitting the bin.
Yeah. So a topic of discussion on, and I think it was last Wednesday's stream, was do you force of will the Entomb or do you force of will the reanimation spell, the reanimate, the exhume, the animate dead, whatever? Sorry, not Phil. Rich went for the Entomb, and then the second Entomb was there as backup. So Gristlebrand is still ended up in the graveyard, but um, anyway,
Yeah, I
so
think level
Rich went for
one
it.
is to go for the reanimate target or the reanimate spell.
Yeah.
I think though level two is you're reading your opponent to see where the way they're playing, where it seems like their resources are constricted. And Rich read that the pitch spell, which in general is there's usually 12 to 16 depending on how you build your deck, is usually the most plentiful, but
Oh, okay. Well, Entomb and Faithless Lootings are the most Faithless Looting are the most powerful ones, right?
sure. I actually think I am getting higher on Unmask
Oh,
because
unmasking
it doesn't
yourself,
take any mana. Mm-hmm.
but it is a 2-for-1 on yourself, or
It
two
is a
for
two for
zero.
one.
I think it's not even a
Yeah,
one.
2 for 0.
2 for 0. You're just throwing two cards away, which could be the argument against
Meanwhile,
it, basically.
yeah, Kaplan was able to get that Exhume landed, and he's gonna cast a Dark Ritual off of the Bayou and pay
Hmm.
for Gristlebrand. Did he pay twice? I feel like I would pay twice in this situation.
I don't know. Also, I don't know what those dice are that are off on the side.
Yeah,
Are those
that might be his
storm?
life total because starting at 5 is, or going down to 5. Oh, that's his black pool
Oh, Blackpool. Okay.
or red pool. Oh,
No, so the
storm's at
blue.
4. Oh, he's counting storm for
Yeah, the
children of
right.
Corliss.
Children Corliss, yeah, and tendrils.
Mm-hmm.
So Force of Will caught the Entomb, but Rich is still in a kind of really bad situation at the moment with the.
Right. Well, Rich is tapped out, but assuming that Dave doesn't win here, he does have Swords to Plowshare.
Yep.
So I think this is maybe an argument for um, Reanimator players to be playing the Children of Corliss combo so that you can win when you reanimate in case of situations like this. And I think Swords is getting played much more in the meta right now than it used to be.
Oh, why did Monastery Mentor go to the graveyard? Oh, because he targeted
Um,
him with the
yeah.
unmask. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And then the other card is a Swords.
What is the proxy? Did you catch what that proxy is?
That was a Gristlebrand.
The Gristlebrand? The proxy is
I
a
think
Gristlebrand?
that's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Where are
he
Dave's
discarded.
Gristlebrand's?
I know. What
Did he
else
lose
would
them?
it be?
I don't know.
I can't read it. It might. It looks like it starts with either a C or a G, so it could be a Chancellor. But it is exiled, so it has to be a black card.
Right. Okay. Whatever.
But we'll see.
We will see.
Alright, so yeah. Dave is going to bring himself down to 3 to pay 7.
Gotcha.
I'm curious to see why he's leaving the swords in hand. He must feel very confident that he's able to find that children combo.
Yeah, it's a little weird to discard the Mentor unless he plans to reanimate it.
Ooh.
If he's going to reanimate
Yeah.
the Mentor, that could be really good.
He is at 3, so at this point he doesn't have enough life to
True.
reanimate it, but with the children, you can regain that life.
Yeah. Storm at 6 now. Still a ways to go.
There's the children.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So now Rich is in serious trouble, I think.
So the
All
tendrils
right.
is already in hand,
So
showing
game
the
one.
combo. Okay. Now
All
that
right.
was on the draw, also.
Yeah,
In
Plague
name
Engineer
monk.
seems good. Plague Engineer seems good. Especially because he can cast it from hand and not worry about graveyard hate.
Mm-hmm.
Xanted Swarm worth considering. Assassin's Trophy, maybe. Reverend Silence I don't think is relevant here. Rich has no enchantments.
Mm-mm.
And okay,
And
we're getting
MTG
started.
PhD, Black Red Reanimator, David Clapton, 1 round. Or game 1.
Yep. What's up, Flint? How's it going? So a fetch to start here for Kaplan. Okay.
Oh, he's going for the Badlands. No fear.
No fear, yeah. Ponder. Started the game for Rich. So now, Kaplan will likely want to get a look at Rich's hand before starting to mess around with reanimation spells, unless he has many of them. And even then, it's a little
Exactly.
risky.
Playing around days by putting that Lotus Petal out before going for the Faithless Looting.
Mm-hmm. Gristlebrand.
Having to think on the second card hitting the graveyard. Yeah, it is 2 Gristlebrands. I win. Sorry.
I don't understand what happened to Dave's other
No.
Gristlebrands, but we'll find out the backstory
Right.
to that some other time.
Like Dave's gonna go for it. He's gonna sack that petal to cast a Dark Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Rich is gonna say okay. He's gonna start with a Thoughtseize, targeting Rich.
Yep.
So Kaplan has 3 more cards left in hand. I feel like he's definitely playing like he's got the reanimate spell. Puts Rich in a really awkward position because he might be forced to, yep, exactly. He might be forced to force the discard spell or hand disruption 2 more mana left over for Kaplan.
Oh
It's
boy.
going to be animated.
Surgical.
And
Okay.
then
Thank
surgical.
goodness.
Oh no. No, turn 1, that's what we're here for.
All right, so 2
The
Bristle
remaining
Brands
cards
exiled.
are Exhume and Ferny Catacombs. That is an excellent first hand, and I don't know what he drew.
Yep. All right, so now they're going to do the thing where they webcam each other what is in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll take a
Kaplan
moment.
saying he brought in 4 Xanthid Swarms, and that is it.
Okay. Any idea what he cut?
And the Tendrils Children combo is still in the deck.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, if you want to be, I think he wants to be fast still.
He wants to what? Sorry.
So you sideboard, depending on how fast you want to be still.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of times you're going to be sideboarding out Unmasks or Thoughtseizes, or sometimes Cabal Therapies. I actually think in this matchup I might be interested in taking out a dark. I might do what I call like thinning it, or take out like a Dark Ritual, a Reanimate, a Thoughtseize. I don't know if that's right, but that's how I sideboard.
I mean, I haven't played Reanimator in a while, but I don't think you want to cut Dark Rituals and what other cards do you name? Thoughtseize? Yeah, I don't think you want to cut Thoughtseize, but
It's a combo deck.
I don't
It's
know.
hard to find the spots to cut. If you're looking for a sideboard guide, EW Landon has one on his Patreon. I have not gotten it in a little bit though. Oh, if you're on the draw, you can also cut some Chancellors.
So, a second surgical just now hitting Faithless Looting, which is pretty good. I like that.
Very solidly turning off the ability for Kaplan to refill.
Yep. Did Kaplan still have Exhume in hand, though? He did,
He
right?
does. Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like now he only has 1 card in hand. I'm just not sure what happened to that Exhume.
Yeah. It might
Whatever.
be that. It might have gotten pitched, to Unmask.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. A double surgical hand, though, for Rich. I don't know if that was his starting hand, but that's pretty good.
Rich taking a second to brainstorm. Recently writing an article on Channel Fireball about brainstorm in the current Legacy meta.
Yep. I want to see some creatures from Rich's side and start putting the beatdowns in here.
Yeah. Feels
Still
like
is
it
a little
might
bit
be
of a timer.
time.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like it might be time to put a threat on the board if you have it.
Yep. Does Rich have any bounce? I guess other than Teferi? No. No, he doesn't.
Teferi's a good bounce spell, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what gets cast here. Oh, Teferi. Okay. Pluses and passes.
Kaplan's going to get a Bayou, also not afraid of that Blood Moon. And maybe he could be reading the lands that Kaplan's been getting, that Rich has been getting, and seeing, okay, he's not fetching very many basics. I'm fine to continue to get my non-basics.
Yep. Not worried about Blood Moon at all. Which I don't blame him.
Oof,
I don't think it's worth worrying about.
Okay. What do you think of Force and Negation in Legacy? Do you like it mainly in these harder control decks, or do you think all blue X decks should take advantage of extra Force of Wills these days?
Yeah, I think if you have the space for it in your deck, having the 5th and 6th Force of Will is pretty good. The thing I like the most about Force of Negation is that it exiles stuff. So if you Force of Will a Faithless Looting, that's not as good as Force of Negation on a Faithless Looting. Same goes for Life of the Loam. The spell being exiled in the end is relevant pretty often.
So here we are in the game where Kaplan has Xanthid Swarm, and I wonder if he would prefer to have Cabal Therapy in his deck because it gives him a little more opportunity to get more value out of that Xanthid Swarm, but it's just going to get bounced with Teferi, never mind.
Yeah. And Mentor gets in a hit, which I like. Here's
Yeah.
Dreadhorde. So Dreadhorde being able to flashback surgicals is going to be pretty cool.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, he's... All right. I think, yep, and Kaplan reads it the same. With the Dreadhorde hitting the field and having 2 surgicals in the bin and a Monastery Mentor ready to start making tokens for days. Time to pack it up. Game 3.
By the way, is Nico... This is so random. Is Nico Aris the second core planeswalker? Are they a core or are they human?
I don't know. I didn't think about this.
Oh. I was just wondering if they were like a core, because we only have Nahiri so far. That's a core, right?
Chancellor. Yeah, that would be a look.
I don't know. Oh, so where did Kaplan end with the mulligans? It looks like he has 2 cards in hand now, so he ended at 3.
3 with a Chancellor. We know is another one. So we got at least a land and a Chancellor.
Gotcha.
Trigger.
I was wondering about Nico Aris being a core because there are core on Dominaria and there are core on Zendikar, and it would be cool to have a core from Dominaria. That's where I'm going with this. I hope it is. Yeah. This Nico card. Anyway, Pithing Needle is in the trash can right now for some reason.
Oh yeah.
What happened to Pithing Needle?
Discard a hand size? Ooh.
Well, he tapped a land. Is that in play?
Oh yeah.
Let me ask them quick. I'm just going to tune into the players for a moment here for clarification.
There's a couple of arts that I've been digging.
Sure.
What's up, guys? What happened to the Pithing Needle?
It got counted by Chancellor of the Annex.
Oh, okay. We missed that. Thanks.
We're on it.
All right. So Chancellor of the Annex was in hand, revealed, and okay. That's the thing about hosting the show. Sometimes I look away for 1 second and I miss the Chancellor thing, and now I don't know why something happened. So thank you to Argonaut in chat as well. Oh, I see your links that you shared now. Let me open these.
There's a couple of that I lost. Kaplan's. There it is.
Immobilized with gold. Yeah, this one's really cool. Let me look at another one.
All right. So this hand is Entomb, Dark Writ, Fetch, Angel. Oh no, that's the graveyard. That's the graveyard. I would like that.
Yeah,
dead.
This is cool art. Anyway.
Okay.
Force of Negation hit the Animate Dead. Okay. Well, Kaplan was able to get that Chancellor in the graveyard, so he's still alive here.
Yeah. I mean, surgical is still a thing, of course, but...
Yep. Llama, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome.
Land go for Kaplan.
Yep. Looks like Rich needs a blue mana.
Yeah.
Let me know if you hear live totals.
I will.
I think I have them right, but... Oh no, I think I have them wrong. Okay. Where did we end with the predictions, by the way? Oh, 71% of the channel points committed were for Jeskai Mentor. So, heavily slanted towards Jeskai Mentor. Keep that in mind for the bingo card, everybody.
Unmask pitching, unmask targeting Rich, double surgical, counterbalance, double brainstorm, preordain, and daze.
So
Yep. I mean, surgical is the right call because there's no blue mana.
yeah, yeah. And I guess I was right. Rich really needs a blue mana.
Yeah.
He needs it bad.
Like, as tough as that is to look at as the reanimate player, you're like, oh, well, I just gotta get past one surgical and hope I dodge an island.
Yeah, an island would be
Maybe
rough.
it's not that great.
No. Um, an island will probably lead to a preordain, and then things could get out of hand pretty quickly with the control spells.
Ooh, exhume. So that's going to be the bait to get rid of the Chancellor of the Annex.
Yep. There's nothing else in the yard, right?
Correct. Chancellor in hand. Okay, little unlucky. Now, exhume is unique because I don't want to say it wrong. I want to just read the card.
Which one?
So each player chooses exhume. Each player
Oh, Exhume.
chooses a creature card in his or her graveyard and puts that creature card into play. I guess you do have to name it. Never mind.
Dargonaut saying I'd have kept a hand with no island and two surgicals. So,
It is a way to play around. Yeah.
like what we were talking about earlier, how when you're playing against players that, again, as you're moving up like higher and higher skill level, more and more competitive players, you you have people that know they should keep hands with two surgicals and no islands. You know what I mean? Like, is that the correct
Right.
decision? A less experienced player might make the wrong decision, whereas Rich will have like, I've done this dozens of times, and every time it's correct to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Absolutely. I think surgical is more powerful than counter magic in this
yeah,
matchup.
yeah,
And yeah, just like Argonite was starting to say, and I was starting to say as well, exhume doesn't target.
right.
So when you cast those, you don't have to target anything, which means you can, for example, respond to your own spell, or you can play around hate cards with it.
Yeah,
But you do have to have multiple targets.
yep. Again, with the Dreadhorde online, this is where things are going to get pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Teferi bouncing the Xantid Swarm is also pretty ugly.
But this is somewhat proving the resilience of the Black-Red Reanimator deck. As much as it is an all-in combo deck, Kaplan's been able to mount several attempts at doing the combo, even at extremely limited resources.
Yep. And where do you start again? He had a 3-card hand to start the game?
I think so. And we
Oh,
knew
boy.
it was a fetch and a Chancellor.
Right, right.
So it's 16, 17. Rich is at 16.
Cool, thanks. I don't know how you do. I don't know how you listen to the players and listen to me ramble at the same time and still understand what either of us were talking about.
It's them teacher ears.
Yeah, that's probably is what it is. You're right.
Well, that's lame. I'll call it my musician ears, so.
It you have talented ears regardless.
Yeah.
Able to focus on multiple things.
Which they say technically is not possible, that you can't actually pay attention to two things at once. I've seen studies,
Interesting.
but it hasn't been my lived experience, so I don't know.
Maybe you're the maybe they should study you and maybe they're studying the wrong people.
There's a Ponder coming back off of the Dreadhorde Arcanist, leaving them on top. Not a great sign for Kaplan.
Counterbalance is online. And in case
Oh,
anybody
here
missed
we
it, Force
go.
of Will hit the Xanad Swarm as well.
Yeah. Counterbalance. Man, this was the card in Legacy for years, right? Like
Yeah, for a
Miracles
long
was
time.
the deck. The meta share was like vintage style. I think it was like 30%. Is that crazy to say? I remember it being everywhere when
Yeah,
Miracles was
it
the
was.
deck.
And yeah, Dargonaut, this is more of a Tin Fins Reanimator deck.
Mm-hmm.
That
Which
is
is
true.
where most decks are going these
Yep.
days.
Yep. Got to break through Oko somehow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play Eldrazi from here on out.
All right, looks like Rich
There
gets
we
there.
go.
That's game. Let's tune to the players.